We're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the live official book release of All Good Just a Week Ago. And I will be interviewing the co authors and best friends, Illinois natives, Erica McCall and Naisha Forbes. I am super excited for the opportunity to talk about this incredibly hilarious book and just all things relationship. And it's absolutely incredible, and I am super excited to share this with you. So right now, I would like to bring on the co-authors of this incredible book and future New York Times bestseller. Everyone, welcome Erica McCall and Naisha Forbes.
Hello.
Hello.
Lady, oh, okay, ladies. I see the lip. I see the hair. I see. Now, before I even get into this, I just want to let y'all know that Naisha is the owner of Compass Vintage, which is a vintage store. And I mean, fashions. Naisha,
Yes,
who are you wearing?
Compass Vintage, of course.
Awesome. Now, how can people find more about Compass Vintage?
They can actually go to www.compassvintage.com. And we are also having us a holiday sale right now. So it's a good time to stop by.
Awesome, thank you. And I heard from a birdie that you also dress your best friend and co-author Erica McCall.
I have the most fun.
I love it. I love it. Well, ladies, since you're co-authors, since you're best friends, since you were little insy beansy teeny weeny princesses, I would love for you to introduce each other. So first, I would love for Erica to introduce Naisha and for Naisha to introduce
Okay.
Erica.
Okay. I just realized I had my ear pods in. I don't need them, so I'm gonna take them out. So this is my amazing best sister friend, Naisha Nicole Ford, who I have known since about 2001. I'm talking about like way back in the day when 9/11 happened. We were on campus together. So that long, okay, that long ago. And so this is my sister. This is my friend. This is one of my confidants that I talk to every single day. And she is one of the most amazing and uplifting people that I know that's in my life. And there's just not even enough words to describe Naisha. She's bubbly, she's colorful, she has lots of wisdom, and she's funny. She's so funny. And I'm so glad that we have a book together where people can have just a small idea of, how funny she is, because she's funny and she's amazing and she is a great friend. And now she is the co-author of All Good Just a Week Ago. Yeah.
Awesome. Mrs. Forbes, the floor is yours.
Well, I have the distinctive honor of introducing my bestest friend and soulmate and sister. I mean, people, I hate cliches, but when people say like blood couldn't make us no thicker, like that's honestly the truth. Erica is just, I say this often to anyone, everyone needs an Erica, like legit, they do.
Everybody, Aisha.
You're so sweet. I love you. What's up? Everyone needs an Erica because she is that person who I can legit tell anything to. I know that it will never escape her lips. I don't have to ponder about her judging me. She's always there to just pull me up by the bootstraps, help me get back on my feet, just be directed on my path that God has, before me. And she is just everything of the definition of excellence. I really can't even gather up enough accolades for her because she's such a gem and just somebody who treasure. I do thank God for her because, real quick funny story that I wanted to include in this introduction. She flew down to New Orleans to surprise me for my birthday last year. I had no idea that she was gonna be there, and it literally, when I saw her and she hugged me, it felt like the Lord had came down through her to give me a hug. It was like those moments that you be like, why is my sister so amazing? And like, whatever did I do in this lifetime to afford me the honor of being the sister to this queen? So bravo to you, E. And I'll say to that.
Thank you. Wow.
You know what? We will all drink to that. Toast. Cheers.
Cheers.
What are you guys sipping on this evening?
So this is actually whiskey lemonade. It's incredible. Shout out to Derek Downey Jr. who made this incredible batch.
Oh wow!
Shout out. All right.
I'm drinking a South African red wine by the name of Jam Jar, and it's actually, you can find it at Trader Joe's.
Yeah, I've heard of the Jam Jar.
Yeah,
well, I just got a little Mum Napa Rosé bubbly. And this is actually this from Naisha, one of her bachelorette events. It has my name on it. So.
All right now. Okay. Well, and so I just want to preface this this interview by saying that I do have insider information. So I do have a Naisha and an Erica. So I will be going off script quite often during this interview.
Well, because, you did that then.
I mean, I know the ladies, and I was there for the dating. I was there before Erica moved to LA, and I met Naisha when she first moved to New York. So I've been here for years, and I got some stories of my own. So, but you know what, y'all? Let's get into why we are here. So, you two wrote a book during a pandemic.
Yes.
A time where people have been zapped creatively, there's death ridiculously, but this is just an example of how God is continuing to bless his people during this pandemic. So, how was this process of writing a book during a pandemic? And from what I understand, Erica is in Los Angeles and Naisha is in New York. You're literally on opposite sides of the country. Tell me about the process.
Different time zones, all of that. So we came up, it's so crazy because we're coming up on a year since we thought of the idea to write this book. And it literally was just a conversation like, yeah, we should do this. Not even realizing that it would be in book form this fast. But, the pandemic actually pushed this forward because we had to stop everything. We were working on different things, me, entrepreneur in Los Angeles. And although people see the Go For Yours and all that stuff online, I was very much so in grind mode, like doing court reporting and doing all kinds of jobs just to stay afloat. And last February of 2019, I was like, Lord, I said, if you can allow me to just focus on my creative projects and not have to worry about my bills, that would be amazing. And I didn't know that would be answered like a year later in a pandemic. I had no idea. But I was like, you know what? The Lord answered this prayer. So I have all of this time to finish these things. And, it helped us keep our mind off of not being able to go home and see our family and, being by ourselves or going to the store and there's no water there. It was so much. So being able to go through these funny stories helped.
I love that. And, shout out to prayer and shout out to faith and believing and, and watching God work. And one thing about it is it wasn't just manifesting, like you did the work. Faith without works is dead. So shout out to you for being a lifestyle believer. Okay. Now, Mrs. Forbes.
Yeah, so like E said earlier, we talk every day, like legit every day. If it's not on the phone, it is via text, but that's very rare that we talk only through text in a day. So us having conversations just about how far God has brought us in our journeys and just, the bullets that we have dodged and, just so many different things to be thankful for. Like, being thankful that this person dumped me, you know what I'm saying? Or threatened me with the relationship if I didn't go back to Chicago, like all of these things we are so grateful for at this time. And, just really thinking like we can't be the only ones that's out here that can relate to these crazy, wild, salacious stories. Like there are other people out here who have their own journeys and their own experiences that they probably don't talk about much. Maybe because they don't have an Erica in their life and they feel like if they went into, you know, deep on this scenario, like the person that they're sharing this experience with would be like, are you sick? Like, are you crazy? Are you retarded?
Yeah. And that's one thing I can say about Naisha. You know, you can share any kind of crazy story and she's not going to look at you. Like I've had some crazy stories too that I've shared. She never looked at me like, what?
It's only with Erica I'm like that. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm not like that.
Okay, and once again, shameless plug. All good just a week ago. Funny dating stories to help you keep your head in the game. So let's get into like what were y'all thinking during this dating life? Because I've read some stories. So I'm baby teeth. Y'all were into some stuff with some dudes who clearly you didn't get my permission on. Clearly you didn't get my permission or you didn't get my take on it. So what were y'all thinking during your dating lives before Naisha got married? Because just FYI, Erica is single and Naisha is married. So what were y'all thinking?
Married.
Happily. Shout out to my brother, King Brian Forbes, holding it down in New York City.
Yes.
Okay, now tell me, what were your mindsets like during dating? I mean, did you all date for marriage? Did you, play to feel a little bit? Like, tell me about that.
You want to go first, sis? I don't know.
So what was our mindset? Is that what the question was?
Yeah, while you're dating.
My mindset, you know what? That's a good question because I have really had to evaluate what my mindset has been in my dating life. And, I'm more so like a cool, relaxed, down to earth person, always giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. And I feel like my mindset in dating had been very cool and relaxed like I am, but it didn't get me very far. Just like, we'll talk, we'll just go with the flow and see what happens, That was my mindset. And when you want something other than just, I don't even want to say random, but platonic relationship that doesn't really mean much, you can relax and go with the casual. That's the word I was looking for. Casual relationship. And so you can't be casual when you're looking for something more serious. And because I was more so go with the flow, I was putting what I truly, truly wanted on the back burner.
I like that. I have a comment, but I want Naisha to answer.
So when I was dating, I was very superficial.
Yes. No, okay.
I was superficial. But I feel like people see, this is the thing, and this is why I love our book, because we are very transparent. Mm-hmm. I was superficial. I was very surface. If it looked good on paper, if it seemed to check off my boxes, I was like, okay, cool. They couldn't be like a heathen, like they couldn't not rock with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That has been a consistent for me. You fooling around with this and that and all of these, I'm not with that. I need to know. I was like, just very much knowing that I was a great woman, that I had a lot to bring to the table. But see, what my hang up was when I was dating is that I was dating potential. I wasn't dating factual. So I was dating the representative, and I was like falling for the representative real hard. So that when the real man came through, I'm like, who are you? This is fully Wang. And so then I found that, like the man that I was like, oh, he really got it together. No, like that man was actually a peasant in the mind, in the spirit, and in the pockets. And
we talk about that. Like you have kings and queens, and you have people who have that peasant mentality.
Yeah, court gestures and all that.
I have a question for Naisha, since we're going kind of off offline, off script. Do you feel like there was a time when you actually gave your representative to anyone?
No.
Wait, can you explain that? What do you mean by that, Erica?
By representative, or by did she give it?
Oh, you know what? Okay, E. Okay, I'm gonna go here with you. I said no because I'm just thinking about how I am. I'm very transparent and but I will say that in the scenario of Dr. Boo Boo, he definitely saw a little bit of our representative because his breath was putrid. It was and if anybody knows me, they know how I am about scents, you know. And it was horrible. Now, again, superficial on the surface, he seemed like a normal brother, you know what I'm saying? Like everything was like checking out. But you know, just like when people, I mean, I don't even want to go all there, but everybody has their own aroma, their own fragrance. You know, some people, like when you're in church, the person off you, they sit back down. That sit down air smells crazy.
You know what? Okay. How did we go from representative? Had you been the representative to sit down air? I mean, but we're talking about it. Are we not talking about it?
No,
we talked about it.
No.
I'm just saying in that situation, because I want to give it back to Justin. I'm just saying in that situation, I was a bit of a representative to him because I knew that his breath was atrocious, but I still tried to, you know, work that thing through. But we were long distance, so I didn't have to be in contact with him. It was nothing over here.
I don't even think that was a representative. I think that was just you not wanting to talk about it. Because I feel like a representative is you giving a character that's totally opposite of you. Well, maybe because normally you would say, like, honey, your breath stinks.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would normally be like, my dude, is your stomach bad? What's happening here? You know, and I told him, and I shared with him, I said, you're a doctor. You might want to get that tooth because it's dead gums. And he was like, he wasn't trying to hear me, but, you know.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I got no crazy breath. Okay.
Okay, that is hilarious. Hopefully that's taken care of now. I'm gonna make this comment. It's not for you all to comment back after me, because I'm gonna move on to the next question. So it's very interesting to me that Erica presented the relationship as wanting to be casual because apparently that's perhaps what was in at the time, and Aisha going for eye candy and potential. But looking at your lifestyles, both you're entrepreneurs. You've moved from your home city, your home state, and you're thriving. Yet you were going for guys that were half the potential, or not even potential, but that had half of the tenacity. So then that's like, oh, that's an imbalance, you know, seem a little unequally yoked. Now, once again, that's not for you to comment because I have to move on to the next question because I want to get into your business a little bit. Thank you so much for listening to that. And so now, within the book, so Naisha, Papi Chulo, baby, y'all got to read the book because wildin', straight up wildin'. So I want to know, for those that haven't read the book, just give me a quick snippet of Papi Chulo, and then I want you to tell me red flags that you saw or that you now see in hindsight. Because what were some of those red flags? Because some people may be like, oh, I see them red flags now with my Papi Chulo.
Papi Chulo, wow. You know, I can't tell that story without laughing because it's crazy. Because I was crazy. Not even so much him, it was me. Like I was crazy. You know, Papi Chulo, I mean, he basically sold me a dream. He was a dream seller. And I was a dream chaser. And, you know, it just manifested into a total nightmare at the end of the scenario. But I mean, long story short, he was the greatest example of dating potential. This man had no job. This man lived with his parents. This man told me a sob story that he needed to stay at the residence of his childhood due to the fact that his mother was falling on hard times because the daddy was, you know, working crazy hours. He wasn't really at home. It was like a whole deal. Didn't have a car. He was using his granny's whip. It was like perpetual red flags. And I was just like, man, well, you know what? It's okay. Because, you know, we're dating, but you love Jesus and I love Jesus. And, you know, you're pretty decent on the eyeballs, but I mean, what is that? It wasn't enough. And, you know, and Erica, obviously she was there for all of this. The scenarios was so crazy because I was like, dude, I'm moving to New York. Like, I know we just met each other and it's a good vibe, but I'm out of here because I don't really care that much about the relationship that I'm going to forego staying in Chicago with you to not go to New York. Now, keep in mind, I had no job when I left Chicago. I had no place to live of my own. I went to go live with my dearest cousin, Darius. He, you know, we was up in the Bronx in a studio apartment. I had a little corner. He had his whole I mean, it was like grind time. But I said, no matter what, no matter how many nights I was eating those SpaghettiOs, no matter how many nights I was eating that beefaroni, I was and he was just, you know, he really wanted me to come back and to, you know, invest in a relationship. But I did find out, and I was talking to E during that time, obviously, just to get some counseling on the matter. I said, there is no way in the world that this man can really care about me and really want me to move back to Chicago because I was miserable back home. It was bad times. Mm-hmm. Can you tell Justin what you told me the night I said?
I don't even want to tell him. I don't even want to talk about that because we will get so off track. That's a whole nother conversation. But I do want to share this part of the book because I think it's really, really funny as it relates to Papi Chulo. This is in the red flag situation story, which is titled "The Tale of the Smooth Operator." This is so funny because they went to church together and she was so excited. So she called me. I had just got back from a mission trip in Mexico, and she called me. So it says, I was so excited on the other end of the phone. He got a little misty-eyed from the message at church. This dude might be legit. I was not one to fool around with a man who didn't rock hard with God. When I saw him get emotional at church, I was like, yes, Lord. Unbeknownst to me, I would later think, oh no, Father.
It was real, y'all.
And that is so funny because in the beginning we are like, yes, Lord, thank you, Jesus. I want this to be the one. Mm-hmm. And then it's just like, ooh, thank you, Jesus, that it's not. So I just think that's
And to keep on the theme of red flags, Erica, in the Rocky Ball story, you encounter Rookie Ball story. You encounter something that we all know about very well in this current climate, and that's situationships. So in that situationship, what were some of the red flags that you saw? Not that you heard about, but looking in hindsight, what were some of those red flags? Yeah.
Wow. I mean, the red flag was his actions didn't align with his words. Yeah. That was the major red flag. It was just his actions didn't align with his words. He said one thing and he did another. Situationship, knowing this person said, oh, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. And, you know, because of his actions, I heard, oh, I want to be your man, just not yet. That's what I heard. And as women, we allow ourselves sometimes to go into situationships because sometimes we can hear what we want to hear. And so, you know, I heard what I wanted to hear because of the actions. And so at some point we have to take responsibility and value ourselves, because your man, guys will let us go as far as we let them. So if he's telling me I don't want to be in a relationship, but he's doing relationship things and I'm still staying around, it's on me, really, and that's why I said in the end, like, I call it rookie ball because he was playing rookie ball, baseball. The fact that he was an athlete should have been a red flag. No diss to the athletes, but he was playing baseball. And so the moral of the story is I was the rookie because I was looking to be in a relationship with somebody who was not ready. And, that story, if you read it, and I'm not even going to share the story because it's so embarrassing to me that you do have to purchase a copy to read it. It's like, that's how embarrassing it is. Like, yo, because I put that out, I put myself out there like that and shared that story because you never know who is going to touch. And there's been people like, oh my gosh, this is so relatable. And so I did that because, we want people to be able to relate and evaluate what they're doing. But the only red flag was that his actions didn't align with his words, which is a major red flag. And I should have just been like, you know what? He's not ready. So let me move along. But I was like, oh, he's still paying my bills. He's doing all these nice things for me. That's my man.
That's my man.
Okay. And for those that are just tuning in, I am here with the co-authors of All Good Just a Week Ago, Miss Erica McCall and Mrs. Naisha Forbes. Funny dating stories to help you keep your head in the game. Okay, so now, first, there are a ton of funny stories. And now I want to know from the two of you, I'll start with Naisha, what's your favorite story in the book? I mean, it's some good ones, so it could be difficult for you to answer. But what are some favorites? What is your favorite story? Or you can even break it up. You can give me favorite, and you can give me funniest.
So my favorite is Smooth Operator, honestly, because
Smooth Operator.
I mean, my gosh, it was so many different characters in that story, and I mean, E talked about she was embarrassed. I mean, I left my cousin's bridal shower in the middle of her bridal shower to go check him and this girl. Like,
Wait. So you telling me some flavor of love action going on happening here?
Yeah, it was really bad.
So you basically called on your energy from Chicago and New York, like you was ready to just throw down. Is there a fight in the book? Is there a fight in the book? You don't have to say it.
No fight in the book, but It was kind of crazy. I need to do a brief intro.
There's a fight in the book. It's not our story.
Right. Just wasn't our story.
What'd you say? What did you say? So she going to get the book. Yeah, there is a fight in the book called Girl Fight. One of the guys' stories.
Ooh, wee. Yeah. Okay. Well, now while Naisha is up from the camera getting something,
I guess
Erica,
her book.
Yeah, what's your favorite story out of the book? And you can even give me the funniest as well if they're two different. There's
so many funny stories. Excuse me, the champagne.
We good. Red wine, champagne, whiskey.
One of my favorites is called Projectile Vomit, where this beautiful, I wish people knew who she was. I can't remember if she's anonymous or not, but beautiful inside and out. And so maybe because I know the person who shared this story, but she had a date, but before her date, she went to a barbecue. You know how you're like kicking it all day and you have a date later. There's some questionable food that she ate at the barbecue. I don't know what made her eat this food, but then she went to eat sushi after her day. After barbecue, she went on a sushi date. So imagine all of these things rolling around in your belly. And so they're on their date, they eat, they go back to his place to Netflix and chill, watch Benjamin Button. And the story, like the movie was barely on before she got really sick and had to go to the bathroom. And when she went, it was just almost like it was like one of those movies where like The Exorcist, where they're like trying to get a demon out. Like, it's like she threw up a whole, like, everything from the barbecue and everything all in his bathroom. I know. So all in his bathroom, and like, how am I going to clean this up? I'm so sick. I'm so embarrassed. She was trying to clean up. He's knocking on the door like, are you okay? So she lets him know what happened. He's like, it's okay. You know, my cleaning lady will come get it tomorrow. It's okay.
Nice of him.
And she was so embarrassed. And then she's like, no, I want to clean up. Then she had to go to the bathroom again, did that again, finally went home. And so the crazy thing about that story is they still went on another date. So that means you're a really adult person if you get that sick.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm just imagining bringing a date home and I go in my bathroom and there's vomit all over. I mean, once again, the housekeeper's gonna come. You know, I'm okay with that. Whoo! Yeah, I'm gonna have to like her for a second. Okay. This ain't this. Okay, so once again, shout out to Susan. I'm late to the party, but you're here. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
So here with the co-authors of All Good just a week ago. Woo! And I would just want to continue to get into it. So now let's talk about the dynamics of your relationship. So
okay,
Erica's single in Los Angeles, you know, Hollywood. Naisha is married in New York City to her king. Once again, shout out to King Brian Forbes.
Yes.
How did that relationship help or hinder the development of the book? Because you're writing it clearly from a single perspective. Naisha is happily married to the point where they take me out when I come to New York. So, and they pray over the food. So I'm like, y'all, they linked. Like it's a real thing, baby. Yeah. So how did the difference of your relationships help or even hinder the development of the book?
Well, I think for at least on my end, I feel like Brian was super supportive of like everything. Like he was really like, there were times, you know, where I was like, yo, I'm tired of writing for today. Like I'm sleepy, you know, like I want to take a little, you know, I want to go to bed. But we had edits that needed to be done, and it was just like a lot that was going on. And I've never gone to finish with a book before. You know, I've started a book before when I was single, you know, living in Brooklyn, having my, you know, single woman, you know, New York City experiences, and I just didn't finish that book. So, and I was telling I'm like, girl, I don't know how you are cranking out these books because it's really hard to write a book. Like it's a lot of work that's involved, and I just didn't know. So, you know, he'll be like, yo, you know, babe, no, we need, like, you got to keep going with it. And, you know, I don't feel, now this is one thing that I will say, and Erica, you can chime in with your thoughts on it. I never wanted to be any different towards my tribe or anybody in general that knew me before I got married. I didn't want to be a different Naisha in the sense that it's like, oh girl, I'm married now, girl, bye. I don't know what's wrong. Like I didn't want to be that person because I think that's crazy. I think that it's crazy that sometimes people lose themselves in being married and you forget about your people because, you know, Susie's on the line, you know, like we have, you know, like, and what's so crazy, like Susie, so this is my childhood sister. So she's, you know, we've grown up together. So she's seen me at various, you know, points in my life. But before I met Brian, you know, we were really like, you know, we about to date, like we about to go out, we about to, you know, and we tried to, you know, like go out, you know, she's happily, you know, she has a beautiful family now, her and her boyfriend, they have a beautiful son. But we did have these expectations before we, you know, got with our guys and was like, we about to date, we about to do this thing. And now that I'm married and now that she's in a really beautiful committed relationship, we have not changed in the sense that we've lost each other. You know, we haven't lost ourselves. And I think that was also important for E to see. I never wanted her to feel as my sister that I was going to disappear on her now that I was married. And it was so critical for me that I made sure that she knew that I don't care that she's in LA and she's on the dating scene, however that's going to work, because I am still 1,000% here for her. I don't care what's happening in her world. She can call me anytime. And it's also important to have a partner who's going to rock with your people like that. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta go to Brooklyn or something like that to see Susie or however that go, I don't have a person that's like, well, what you gotta go see? That's his sister too. You know what I'm saying? So that's important. And I think he has experienced that, you know, up close, and she's seen that I haven't lost my soul.
I love that. And let me just
literally prayed, like when we were done with the manuscript, when we got the book, prayed over the book and all of that. So I think, you know, coming from both perspectives, it was definitely great to have. And I think it was good to have one single person and one married person, because we're able to, like the book, we talk about our stories, but if we were still talking about the stories doing the same thing, it's like, well, you did all of that for what? But, you know, like we said, we were very transparent and open in this book, and Nyesha shared that journey of the weight and how she changed her whole, you know, thing when it came with dating. Like, she changed her whole pattern. And so to be able to write that in the book and just bring those experiences. So we just really came bringing our experiences. And as someone who has yet to be married, you know, I was able to come and bring my experiences, but also be encouragement. Like, yo, I'm on this journey with you all who are single, who are praying for your godly spouse. Like, yo, I'm on that journey too. And Nyesha is on that journey with us. And here's her story, because we prayed each other through. I remember praying, like, Lord, being in the shower praying when she decided that she was going to do the way. I'm like, Lord, please honor this. Please honor this. So being able to share these stories, you know, with people, with our friends, with our family, with people that we have yet to meet, it's been amazing. And to be able to have both perspectives.
You know, that's absolutely beautiful. And hopefully I am not breaking bro code by dropping this. So of course I was there with them writing the book. You know, I mean, well, I was, you know, had a front row seat to them writing the book, and Brian would call, and so and then so he and I would talk strategy as it relates to the book. Nyesha didn't know. Nyesha knew nothing, and because at first I was like, because Nyesha and Brian and I, we were on a group chat as well. But then it was great that I'm seeing, like, what she's saying is not just words or not just fluff. Like, he and I had a whole separate line of communication. Okay, so the girls are doing this. What are your thoughts? How can we tweak? Let's do this, because I want to make sure that my baby and our first he said my baby and our sister. The fact that he's in it, invested. And so just once again, shout out to Brian, who is always doesn't have to be front and center. Always when he's behind the scenes, he's working and he's praying. And so once again, shout out to that. Now I just want to get into, you two are best friends since you know, Pippi Longstocking. You know, when Celia was still at the house, you know, how did the friendship that you all have play in your relationship? Like, Nyesha's married now, and Erica is literally a sibling. But how has your relationship as best friends and sisters played into your dating lives? How involved were each other? Because, you know, sometimes it can be much, sometimes it's not enough. Talk to me about that.
I think Nyesha talked about me to Brian on like their first or second date.
No, it was the first date. Because I just had to. So this is, you know, and again, I say my story to, you know, marriage It was very like, it was so unconventional. You know, we met on an app. You know, I told him on our first date, like, hey, like all of these things, you can read the book to see all that I told him on the first day. But I absolutely did share with him on our first date just how important Erica is to me, because I'm like, anybody that's gonna rock with me, you have to understand it's coming with somebody else. You know, like, this is my sister. I don't want it to be no type of competition where it's like, okay, well, you always got to take Erica's call, or, you know, well, why she got a call at this time? Hey, cause she has to call at this time. And there's not going to be any questions with that. If that's going to be a problem for you, then this is not going to be that thing. Now, Erica is not the type of person. Now, she's real good about boundaries or nothing, you know, stuff like that. Like, she's super respectful of the fact that, you know, yes, I am married. Obviously, you know, she's not going to call me at like 4 o'clock in the morning to key on the phone that we can do in the afternoon. But if she calls my phone at 1:30, I'm going to pick up. Is Brian going to have a problem that I'm picking up? Absolutely not. Why he's not going to have a problem? Because I set the stage. I set the tone early on. There's not any like skeletons that's going to just like drop out of the sky. Like, oh, I didn't really know that y'all was this close. Like, no, dude, this is like my sister.
The other night she was texting me. We were laughing. I'm probably sending a meme or something. She's like, Brian just turned around and said, "What are you and E laughing about?"
Because he knew. Because he knows.
And I love think that. In my relationships, you know, she's always very supportive. And I will say this, like, I have to let her know certain things when I'm done in a relationship. Because, you know, she told Rookie Ball she would drop kick him the last time she saw him when all of that happened. So.
Okay. So you can have two things, and they are these hands. Okay, Nyesha. Now, one of the things that is, I mean, in my opinion, is not so subtle throughout the book, and that's kingdom relationships. And I think that's because you two are very apparent and you're very clear about God's position in your lives. And it's a lifestyle. It's not a Sunday morning relationship. So talk to me about how kingdom relationships, like how did you choose to add that into your relationships, and what does that look like? First, can you define what a kingdom relationship is, and then tell me how that is infused in your relationships?
Yeah. I love when he describes kingdom relationships. I'll tell you why it's important. I'll let her take the definition for
you. You say you love when I describe it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. I hope not feel the pressure. No.
Right.
Kingdom relationships. So we wanted to bring this idea to the table because it's not a new idea. A lot of people have heard of this concept, but a lot of people have not, right? So we have so many amazing girlfriends, good girlfriends who are preparing for their godly spouse. They're praying, they're fasting. And then it's like, well, who are we praying and fasting for? Because maybe we know two men that we can introduce them to. And not because there's not good men around, because there's lots of amazing, great, godly men out there. But a lot of them are sleeping. So before I even go there, I'll talk about kingdom relationships. So the whole concept of kingdom relationships is going into a relationship knowing who God has called you to be. So a lot of these stories that you'll read, they start off with like, man, I met Shorty, she was bad, she was fine. Dude, he was fine. You know, it's very superficial. And of course, you know, you want to be attracted to somebody that you like. You want to find them attractive. But at the same time, that can't be the only thing, like how much they make and all of those things. All of those things are surface. So we encourage people to go into relationships knowing who they were called to be in God, because we believe that God is bringing things back to his original plan. You know, when Adam and Eve were in the garden, like he pulled Eve from Adam's rib. And as soon as they were in the garden, they were chilling, the serpent came. And the serpent has been after our relationships since that day in the garden. And so since we believe that God is bringing back not just kingdom relationships, but kingdom families, we wanted to talk about that, but we wanted to talk about it in a way where we didn't seem churchy, because yes, we love the Lord, but we didn't want to seem like super churchy and judgmental, but we also didn't want it to be watered down. Yeah. So it was like we had to pray about that. We had to fast about it. Like, what is this concept and how do we want to introduce it? So we talk about that. And then we have the idea of the sleeping Adam and impatient Eve. So like we shared before, like Adam was sleeping and God did surgery on him. He performed surgery pretty much to get that rib and to create Eve. So a lot of men are sleeping Adams. Some of them are sleeping Adams because they are preparing their garden for their Eve. And others are sleeping Adams because they just feel like they have all the time in the world, and they might end up like, there's a story called I've Fallen and I Can't Get Up, where a man waited too long, to reach out to the love of his life. So we don't want that happening. So we wanted to talk about like what it meant to be a sleeping Adam. And also for ladies, what do you do when your Adam is sleeping? Because you're not supposed to wake him up. Imagine if Adam would have woke up while Eve was doing, or while God was doing surgery. Imagine waking up during a surgery. And so what are you supposed to do while your Adam's sleeping? You're supposed to get in position. And we talk about the impatient Eve, where, yeah, you might have met your Adam or your person, but it may not be that season. So if it's not that season, what do you need to be doing in this season to prepare? And so
I love
just
that.
breaking that down, we really had to pray. Yosa says so she can pick apple.
Yes, honey. Yes, Yosa. And I just want to piggyback on what E said. For me, at least. So I was in Brooklyn. I was a school teacher, actually. And this particular day, it was just a bad day. I was having a bad day. I had just got dumped. This was off of Valentine's Day trip to Chicago with Dr. Boo Boo. Dr. Boo Boo dumped me. Dr. Boo Boo dumped me. He dumped me, okay? And so I was having a hard time, like the kids like, Miss Jefferson, can you do this? And I was like, because I was on the inside, okay? I was getting like the worst spiritual whooping of my life. It was so bad. It was like the Lord was just like whooping me like on my face, on my body. It was bad. So I'll never forget, I was walking to the train. I had to stop because the whooping was so bad. I had to stop and take a little park on the bench and just sit. And I was just bawling. But this is New York City. So, somebody seeing you crying, like sobbing. Nobody's going to ask if you're okay because it's normal. This is like, this is New York. So, I'm just crying. I'm sobbing, like ugly tears. Like, And so I called Evie. And I said, you know what? This whooping is so bad. It's so bad. I was like, what is happening in my life? Like, why? Like, not even why did he dump me, but why do I feel so horrible? Because it was another threat. It was another threat. It was if you don't move back to Chicago, then we can't do this relationship. Okay, well, do it because I'm not coming back. All right. So you're gonna dump me. And he dumped me. And so he was like, basically like, just be chill, just be calm, and all this other stuff. When I got home, little did I know. Now, I don't know. And, I still don't know, like, what made, well, I guess it was just like God setting it up. Because I don't know what made E send me the Wait book when she did. Because she sent that book before I got dumped.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was after.
Because I got done Valentine's Day weekend. I went to work that Monday and got the whooping. So maybe it was, but how did it get there that fast? I don't know. But hey, however the Lord got it.
See, and you know what? Shout out to Ted Roy. Okay, in Barbados.
Okay. Yes,
there's Ted Roy.
As soon as COVID is over, we are right in Barbados because I want me some sawfish and whatever else is the cuisine. Okay, we out. But no, I got that book. I read that book. I said, you know what? Because clearly I have never dated a kingdom man. Ever.
Talk about it.
Until October 30th, 2016. That's
so
when
something, since we're going off script, because she said something that really just stood out for me. It said she had never dated a kingdom man, right? And I'm not saying these past men were not kingdom men. I think that we caught them in their growing moments. But
or sleeping Adam phases.
While they were sleeping, if you had not changed your pattern and you went to Brian with the same pattern, do you think that you could have brought out the kingdom man in him?
You know what, girl? Where is my collection place so that I could
listen? Cash App is
listen. Okay. No, you know what? And that's legit. That is true. But I will say that all of the dudes that I dated, they was all sleeping Adams. If that's the case. If they woke up. But I'm knowing that a lot of them are still asleep, but we ain't even gotta go off script like that. But let me just say this. I knew that I was a queen that was worthy of a particular type of love that I had engaged in, but it was temporary. They can only do it for so long, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like I was in a pattern of dating people's representatives. Like these dudes had really good, solid representatives, you know, like even like with the doctor title. I'm like, oh, he's a doctor. This has got to work. And he loved Jesus, but he has freaking halitosis. So how is that work for me?
Well, not even the halitosis. Like he wouldn't even get on the plane. I was going to tell a story, but I'm not even going to tell that story. He didn't want to get on the plane. He had never been to New York, and that's you and your elements. So it's like.
So you really not.
I did tell her, I was like, you know, we love Chicago. We love a Hero's Chicken, mild sauce licking off their fingers, man, but it's time to let them go because we're not in Chicago anymore.
And neither was our mindsets though, E. Neither was our mindsets. Like I was but don't get me wrong. I am Chicago through and through. 60628 Roseland. That is
I'm 60115. No.
But I am very much, you know, South side girl. And that is still in me. That is still resonated in my veins. However, no. Am I the same girl that left Chicago in 2014? Absolutely not. But in ways that benefited me so that I could be a better friend to my tribe, or be a better wife to my husband. Because these are things that, you know, and I tell people all the time, if you hanging around people and folks that be like, ew, like, you know, well, you used to didn't be like that, or you used to didn't say things like that. Okay, because it's called evolution. And how are we leveling up in life and we still got the same type of persona that we had when I first met you? It's called growth, boo. And if you shouldn't want to be, this ain't even got nothing to do with no relationship. This has got something to do with just the people that you hang around. Don't be around people who don't want to see you level up. Because, I mean, my goodness, it's supposed to be us all leveling up. I'm not trying to be on a yacht and my people are on the ground. No, we all about to be on this boat. We kicking it, flowing. Our babies are going to be with us. Like, I don't get it. But see, this is also, on a side note, this is also why everybody can't come with you. And as you're leveling up, people are going to subtract out of your life, and it's okay. Love these people from a distance. They ain't got to come with you, because how about God probably didn't want them to come with you anyway.
All right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I am. And on that, let us all. Can we collectively take a little sippy sip, because that was worthy.
Because I was really surprised that resonated with me and resonated with me now that we're moving into this other phase of living. We're moving into another phase of living. It's not that we're like, girl, don't talk to me now. I done wrote this book. I'll get back to you. It's nothing like that. But it is everything like, you know what? What are you bringing to the table? What are you pouring into me? Because I'm not going to pour into you and you're just like, hey, I'm just a vessel. I just want to take it all in. It's supposed to be reciprocated. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? You should surround yourself with people who are going to be, it's going to be a reciprocal interaction. You give, you get in return. You need me, you feeling a little weak, let me pour some into you. Oh, I'm feeling a little weak, pour some into me.
Lean on me, okay?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. So
and I ain't nobody else who ain't on that motto. Okay.
So I just wanted to thank you ladies for being so open, so transparent, your blood, sweat, and tears into All Good just a week ago, funny dating stories to help you keep your head in the game. And so I just want to let everyone who's watching or who will watch to purchase the book, but purchase the book from their website. Because one thing that a lot of people don't know, that when you purchase it from a third party, say Amazon.com, that's dope, that's great. However, for authors to get the biggest bang for their buck, it is best to purchase from their own website. So now I would love for one of the ladies to let us know the website so that people can go and order it straight from you all. So you can get the bag.
Where can they get it, Naisha?
The full coin.
She paused.
It's www.allgood.
Can you guys hear me?
.com.
Yes. Naisha, can you give me that read one more time? Erica, stop interrupting her so she can give us that fancy
I'm sorry,
read
my
again.
thing, it was refreshing, so I'm like, can you guys
oh girl, we see your beautiful face.
Oh well, yeah, we see you. We see the purple lip. We do. You're
Is
good.
that heroin? Is that heroin? Mac?
It's heroin with some lip bar over it too.
I know.
Oh,
that's my sister. That's my sister.
I know nothing about that.
Mm-hmm. But no, you can grab our book at www.allgoodjustaweekago.com.
Awesome. And when you purchase the book, when you buy the book, take a picture, post it on social media, tag them. And also, what's the hashtag? Like what it's the hashtag generation. How can we search? What hashtag would you like for your supporters and purchasers to post?
Hashtag all good just a week ago.
See how easy that was? It's the same name of the book.
And also, if you're watching this, or if you do watch this and you purchase from our site throughout the holiday, we have 20% off when you use the coupon code HOLIDAY, all caps. So if you have purchased the book already, you can purchase it for a friend. If you have not purchased it, you can get 20% off. Also sign up to our email list. We have so many amazing things that we will be sharing, just stories and just information, because this is not just a message, it's a movement. We're talking about kingdom, relationships. So we don't know where this is going to go, but we do know that it's going somewhere. So we want to take you all along in this journey. We want you to know you're not in this journey alone.
Mrs. Forbes, is that a church finger?
That is a church finger. This is my usher finger. I also would like to mention, because my sister is so humble. Okay, she forgot to mention that our book is her first book published through her own publishing company, Don't Wait Creates. And so if you want to talk about somebody who is shining, somebody who is flourishing in the midst of the foolery of 2020, it's this sister right here, Erica McCall. Erica Rashonda McCall.
Ooh. No, she did.
She did. Okay. So we know y'all black. Okay. So no doubt. So once again, thank you all for joining us. Shout out to these beautiful, talented Kingdom Queens. And we look forward to further interviews. So of course, post when you're going to go live, or when the Rona is over with and you're going to be in person. we're excited. We're excited to get this on the New York Times bestseller list. Like let's do it. Share the recording.
Well, before we leave, we didn't introduce you, Justin. You had us introduce us.
My church finger was gonna go up again for you.
So we have to introduce and let the people know who you are, where to find you, what you do. Like we gonna ping pong this, Naisha. How we gonna do this?
Yeah, we can do a ping pong. I'm good. I'm totally down for a ping pong. Absolutely. I mean, let's do that. Because he's humble.
Yes. I have to say this. He may look familiar to you all. You might see him on some memes. You may have seen him on some memes. You may have seen him. You guys know that I don't shop there, but you may have seen him at Ross. No diss to Ross. I just don't shop there because that's where I was when I found out that Papi Chulo was cheating, and it reminds me of that moment. But if you go to Ross, you might see Justin's face there.
Mm-hmm. You might.
Or you might see him around because he's been, he's also a mathematician. He's an actor. He does voiceover. What else?
He's a speaker. He speaks. He does lots of motivational speeches. He's wrote a book. Let's talk about his book. Can we plug your book? Can we talk about your book?
Ladies, this is all about you. The whole tribe eats right now. I'm making sure y'all eat.
It's about all of us.
It is. And we're going to eat, and we have been eating because we know whose we are. And so I am just super excited for God to allow our paths to cross, and even to meet Erica, and for Erica to bestow me upon Naisha, and for Naisha to meet me like I grew up with her on the south side of Chicago. Y'all, I'm from Tennessee. I don't know nothing about these city girls. And I am so blessed for the relationship, therefore all the dating, not all the dating, but the good parts of the dating. I have opinions as well. So if there's an all good just a week ago part 2, I'm gonna be in that thing.
Are you gonna chime in and tell them about the people that we talked to?
Yes. And so y'all, Thanksgiving. There are some stories, but I want you to enjoy. Oh, is that a church thing? Nice. You're not gonna let me close this out, are you?
Right. Please check out my brother and all of his extensive, amazing, excellent portfolio at justindp.com. And also, we did not mention Mama Knows Best. If y'all don't know about Mama Knows Best, I'm just... I will let you slide, just like I'll let you slide if you haven't purchased our book yet. No shade.
What Mama Knows Best is?
Huh?
What's Mama Knows Best? Mama Knows Best.
Okay, so Mama Knows Best is a dialogue between Justin and his mother, who is so sweet, so very elevated, but she's so down to earth and so tell it like it is, and it's just some Southern hospitality mixed with some Southern realness. And Rossville, listen, this is Tennessee at its finest right here, what we're witnessing right now. So Mama Knows Best is just a funny dialogue between Justin and his mother. It's the ongoing conversation that they have with one another. It's just a whole lot of laughter. It's a whole lot of sincerity. It's just a lot of genuine presence in that he's having a dialogue with his mother that don't really seem to quite grasp how lit her son is in Los Angeles, because at the end of the day, he's just a country boy that's down on the farm in her eyes that has always been very smart, very, upper echelon. Sometimes he thinks he's fancy, and Mama is like, no, we're going to bring you back down to earth. You're my son. I birthed you. So don't forget that. Mama Knows Best. And he also has apparel for Mama Knows Best too. So just go to the website, justindp.com.
I love y'all. Well, everyone, have an incredible rest of your Thursday. Have a dream for us. It's Wednesday? Y'all. Quarantine. Wait, is it Wednesday?
Is it? Yes, it's Wednesday.
No one knows days during quarantine. We in quarantine. It's the panties outside. It's a panoramic. It's a panini outside. We don't know what's happening.
It's a pandemic. Have y'all seen that? I would love to see, but it's a pandemic.
Okay, everyone. Peace, love, and kingdom relationships.
Yes.
All right. Love you
Bye.
guys.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us.